Hello, everybody. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to see everybody this morning. Thank you for your sweet greetings welcoming me back, Carolyn. I saw that. I am glad to be back. It was a great trip to Africa. Had a great time. Learned a lot. Saw a lot of amazing things that we'll talk about it at some point or another. But as much as anything, thank you for praying for me. As much as anything, I'm glad to be back with you guys. I missed you. I missed these times together on Monday. You are part of my life. You are part of my heart. And so thank you for being here today. As we kick back into these Meditation Mondays, where we are taking the time, we're making the effort, we're making the decision to follow God in our hearts, to allow that to grow. Because as we do this, what I'm hoping will happen is that as you are going about your life, as you are reading the Word of God, as you are spending time praying and talking to God, that what will happen is things will come alive in your hearts. Things will come alive, and you'll begin to have your own like meditations that you do between you and the Lord. And so there's no condemnation if we're still working through that, because that's what today is about. Today is about learning to build those foundations in our heart where we're able to hear God in our hearts. That's the whole reason for heart work. We're not trying to do something extravagant so that we can say we have a talent. We're not trying to say we're trying to get a miracle so that we can just, brag about it. We're simply trying to come to the place where our emotions begin to calm because the Word of God is so alive to us that we're willing to hear Him in our hearts. And so I am so thankful for every single one of you, my little gratefulness gang. We are not forgetting that we are going to be grateful. We are going to be thankful, because I'm going to tell you something. A heart transformation starts with thankfulness. It starts from a place where I begin to look around, and rather than talking about all the things that could be different in my life, because every one of us have a list. We look sometimes and we think, well, they must not have it nearly as bad as what I have it. They don't have to deal with what I have to deal with. They don't have, the relationship issues that I have. They don't have the problems with their kids that I have. They don't have the spouse that I have. And all that does is it keeps us locked up where we are. And we don't want to stay locked up where we are, do we? We don't want to stay in the emotions of if only my life were different, if only something looked different. We want to be able to look and say, today is the day of salvation. Monday, February the 16th. Today is the day of salvation. Salvation is sozo. That means I'm healed, I'm delivered, I'm set apart. I have everything that I need that pertains to life and godliness by getting to know Him. I have all of the prosperity that I need as far as my emotions. I have all the prosperity I need as far as finances. I have everything that I need. And we may be looking around and saying, oh, no, no, no. I came back from Africa with a little bit of what I would call a cold, so I could sit here and make a declaration of, you know what, I'm sick. I'm not really healed. No, healing is mine. Now, my body may still be coming into alignment with it, but healing is mine. And I'm not declaring it as, well, I'm going to march around and declare that I'm healed. No, I am simply harmonizing. God, you say that healing is mine. And even though I may not feel it right now, it is mine. And so I continue to harmonize my heart with what you say about my situation. I may not have the relationship with this person that I want, but God, I continue to harmonize my heart with what you say. And today I want to read to you a little bit from the little devotional I use sometimes. I hear His whispers. It says, in your days of trouble and in your days of glory, in your days of testing and your days of triumph, hold on to me. The changes will now come more swiftly than you have imagined. I like the word transformation, so I'm going to say the transformation will now come more swiftly than you have imagined. That which looms before you may challenge your faith, but hold on to me. Those who trust in me see miracles. See, he doesn't say, those who will just declare, what they need and what they are lacking see miracles. He says, those who trust in me. So our eyes are just meant to be on him. In these days of intense struggle, when it looks like darkness is winning and your light is growing dim, hold on to me. I've taught you many things. You've learned that walking with me is more valuable and pleasing than your comforts. You've sacrificed your plans for mine and given me the reins of your heart. And I love that phrase. You've given me the reins of your heart. Remember, the reins has to do with the emotions of something. You've given me the reins of your heart. Those intense emotions that lead you, you've given those to me. I'm satisfied with your tender surrender. You've trusted my ways even when they were nothing but a mystery. Ever had those times where you're trusting God and you're like, this doesn't look like it's going where I thought it was going to go. This doesn't feel like I thought it was going to feel. This is not anything like I thought this path was going to look like. He says, you know what? Many times you've trusted me. You've trusted my ways even when they were nothing but a mystery. Many times you bowed your heart in worship. And that's where we're going to go today. You grew in grace and took giant leaps of faith. Keep moving into my heart, even as things shift all around you. I am pleased to be your Father and your God. Hold on to me, for I hold on to you and will never let go. And Proverbs 3:3 says, let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. And as I think about this, bowing our heart in worship to him and leaning into his heart, moving into his heart, I think about where he said, you know what? You know what I want you to hold on to? Love and faithfulness. His love is a covenant love. It's a love that we don't even understand. And he says, as you lean into me, you're going to realize I am holding on to you and I am loving you in a way that you can't even understand. It's so good. It's beyond what you can even put words to. And he says, so let this love and let this faithfulness, let this understanding that I am true, that I am reliable, that I am with you, let these two things bind them around your heart. And he says, the word bind, I looked it up and it means to tie securely. It's like something intentionally wrapped around you so it becomes part of your identity. When I'm binding his love and his faithfulness, I'm intentionally wrapping it around myself until it becomes part of my identity. That's where I want us to close our eyes. And I want you to kind of count yourself down. 3, 3, 3. Relax. I'm choosing right now to let go of my outward thoughts, things that might come to my mind to remind me about something. I let them go right now. Anything that comes up that doesn't have anything to do with this meditation, I choose to let it go and I watch it. I watch it as it floats away. 2, 2, 2. Relax. I allow myself these moments to go to my secret place. These moments to unite with Jesus. These moments to be one with him, where he always meets me, where it's his pleasure to meet me. It's his pleasure to come and be with me, to minister to me, to give me pictures that I can hold on to as I am walking through the hard things of life, a picture that I can look back at and say, wait a minute, even when this day gets hard, I have this picture that Jesus gave me in my heart, and I will look at it over and over and over again. So I allow myself to go ahead and plan to meet Jesus, to relax my shoulders, to slow my breathing down, to make it smooth and easy. 1, 1, 1. Relax. And as we come to this place, by my own choice, I begin to create in my imagination my secret place today, where it is, what I see, the things that I hear in this place, the things that I notice all around me. And I allow myself to make this as real as I can. As I look at this place and I feel the joy of being in this place. And Jesus, I see him coming. He's walking toward me. And in this moment, as one who is grateful and thankful, my heart bows in worship. And as he gets to me, he actually kneels down with me. And he wraps his arms around me. Because in this secret place, it's his pleasure to be here. And as we sit down together, he shows me this picture. This picture, it looks like a house. And in this house, there are so many rooms. Jesus says, Jennifer, this house is my heart. It represents my heart. And one of these rooms is prepared just for you in my heart. And I get so excited. And he says, I want to show you the room I have prepared for you in my heart. That's all yours. See, we have a place in his heart. And we forget sometimes how intimate that is. You know, he said, I go to prepare a place for you. We've always made that some kind of external thing. But today, he's inviting us into his heart. And I want you to walk into this house, and you're going to know which room is yours. And you're going to walk into it. And in it, you're going to see things that comfort you, things that you love, things that you need. In my room, there's a wall, and on this wall is all of the fruits of the Spirit. And he's like, you can take from this anytime you need it. My room is painted the color that I love. It has furniture in it that makes me relax. Because Jesus says every time you lean into my heart, I give rest. Because my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And as I'm in this room, he walks into it. And he smiles. He says, this is the place. This is the place just for you. This is the place where you trust me so much that you let go of your opinions. Because you see this room and you see how I've prepared it. And you see that I wouldn't have prepared it this way if I didn't love you so much. You see that the things that are in it are things that bring you joy. Because I want to hold on to you. I want you to keep moving into my heart. I want you to keep knowing me in a way like you've never known me before. And sitting in this room, I feel his love. It's like a supernatural power that's in this room. And I feel it. And I know how amazing it is. And he says, you know what? You can come boldly before me in your time of need. And I'm going to give you grace and mercy. And you're going to always remember this place in my heart that's just yours. It's created just for you. And Ephesians says he took great joy in planning all of this out, that we would be part of his family, that we would have a place in his heart when we said yes to Jesus. And so once again, I look around this room and I realize how good it is. But I realize I'm carrying a backpack again. And we know that we've carried this backpack before many times. I know that we've even noticed it in our meditations before. But he's not upset that we're carrying the backpack again. He's just offering us the opportunity to let it go. Because as I look around this room, there's a part of me that can't embrace it and enjoy it as much because I feel the heaviness of this backpack. But Jesus wants to sit down with me, and he wants to tell me a story of his goodness, a story of how my life can be as I live in him, as I believe he's in me and I am in him. But it's really hard to sit down as long as I'm carrying this backpack. So I make the decision again to let go of this backpack and to hand it to Jesus. And as I hand it to him, there's such compassion in his eyes. Part of me wants to beat myself up a little bit for carrying it again, but Jesus has such compassion that I can't. Because his compassion says, keep your eyes on me, on this place in my heart that's just for you. Keep your eyes trained toward me. Allow your heart to bow in worship and lean into this place in my heart. Because then you don't even think about the backpack. You don't think about the pain of the situation. All you do is remember his goodness. Remember his love. Remember that in a few minutes when you go about life, that when your thoughts want to go awry back to the negative situation, the thing that you carry that's so heavy, the situation that never seems to work out, the relationship that never seems to be restored, you realize I can give that to Jesus. Just hand it to him. And I go back to this room in this heart, this room that's decorated just for me, this room that feels like he was thinking of me in every single detail. And I know this room is in his heart. And the fact that he has this place for me, that he prepared it for me, I feel special. I feel loved. I feel valuable and precious to him. And because of that, every time I notice the backpack, I know I have a choice. I can hold on to the backpack and I can keep thinking about it and I can keep talking about it and I can keep writing about it and I can keep asking Jesus what to do about it, or I can just simply say, I don't know what to do. I give it to you. And I go to my room in your heart. And honestly, I just sit in your presence. I sit. I bask in your love as I move into your heart, as I make it my home base, as I make it my foundation, as I make it the place that I run to. This is not just an imagination. This is something that you have declared that you have done for me. So I remember it and I think about it. Jesus, I thank you for it. Thank you for showing me this house. This house that's your heart, that has a room in it just for Jennifer. I thought my secret place was amazing, but this room in your heart, it's even better. And I thank you for it. Now I'm going to count to 5 and we'll open our eyes together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've been in his heart now. You've seen your room. When we get off here, write about your room. Write what it looked like. Write things that you noticed. Because whether you believe it or not, he really does have a place in his heart that's just for you. And we sometimes make everything so external that we forget that it all starts internally. And that's why I'm so thankful for you guys being here with me on Monday, because this is an internal thing that we're doing. It may not change anything outwardly right now, but when we change internally, it does affect the atmosphere. It does affect things externally. So keep hanging out with Jesus. Keep hanging out with Jesus. Go back to that room in his heart. Be with him there. And he'll give you what you need to walk out your external situations. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know about you, but one of the reasons I miss these times together so much is I love what it feels like when I know we're all in this. Even though we're on a screen and we're not listening to each other talk, I feel the connection we have. I feel that connection. It's like being in an auditorium when everyone begins to worship the Lord and our hearts are all turned in the same direction. That's what it feels like when we do this on Mondays. And I don't know, guys, there's some kind of supernatural power that happens through all our connections and all of our computers and all of that stuff. And so thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. And now take this into your week. And every time your heart wants to get heavy or your emotions want to get heavy, your thoughts want to get heavy, remind yourself, I have a place in his heart. And I'm going to move into that room. I'm going to move into that place in his heart. And I'm going to allow myself to just sit there, to not try to figure anything out. And you know what happens? Eventually you start figuring things out. You'll have a thought that you'll be like, I don't even know where that came from. And you'll be like, that had to be Jesus. That had to come from my time in his heart. So make that valuable this week. And I will be back with you again next Monday, 11 o'clock Central. Feel free to give anybody the link. It's the same every week. Invite them to be a part, and they are recorded and put up on my YouTube channel, so they're available there too. So, all right, guys, have a great day. Bye.